which means at some point before it's time for you to go, you will be faced with the fact of learning the necessity of letting go of what you have attained in this lifetime. And if you have not learned and have not understood that this is going to come, then I think it's a very, very hard awakening. It's a very painful awakening to realize, to have this realization that you have spent 70 years, 80 years, we come with nothing. We go with nothing. What does it mean? This universe is going to make sure that you're going to go with nothing, which means at some point before it's time for you to go, you will be faced with the fact of learning the necessity of letting go of what you have attained in this lifetime. And if you have not learned and have not understood that this is going to come, then I think it's a very, very hard awakening. It's a very painful awakening to realize, to have this realization that you have spent 70 years, 80 years following your goal, and now there is no other choice. You have to let go.
All right. All praise to the Most High. Hayabah Hashem Yeshaya, who this world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right. So today, with that said right there, it's a good introduction into this lesson today. This lesson today is all about the rich ruler. All right. How are our lives similar to the rich ruler? All right. Some of us may believe that we keep the Most High commandments. All right. So what else do we need to do on top of keeping the Most High commandments? We get a clear example of that when we look at the rich ruler in that example. All right. So I am going to share my screen. So we get a prime example of how some of us reject Christ, even when we're following the commandments. I know that may sound crazy, right? But we've seen a prime example of the rich ruler scriptures in that story that we see in the Bible. So let's go read that story and see if we could get an example, rich ruler. All right. So let's go to Matthew 19 and 16. Okay. It says, behold, one came and said unto him, good master, come. Oh, excuse me. Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. So Christ is telling him, if he want to enter into life, keep the commandments. This is how you get eternal life. This is how you get to the kingdom of the Most High, right? So, and he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt keep the commandments. And he said unto him, which Jesus said, thou should do no murder, thou should not commit adultery, thou should not steal, thou should not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now we understand we must keep the commandments, because when we keep the Most High commandments, that's showing that we love the Most High, right? Also, when we loving our neighbors, we are demonstrating how we're keeping those commandments by loving our neighbors. If you love your neighbor, you're not going to steal from him. You're not going to lie from him. You're not going to sleep with his wife. You're going to actually love your neighbor, which is an action, right? Verse 19, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? A lot of us feel like we keep the Most High commandments. We don't sleep with our neighbor's wife or our neighbor's husband or whatever the case is, right? But he's saying, what have I lacked yet? Because I've been following the commandments from my youth. This is how we get eternal life, right? By following the commandments, right? Now, Jesus said unto him in verse 21, Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor. Now, a lot of us hold great possessions. A lot of us have nice watches, nice houses, nice cars. A lot of those things. Even when it's pertaining to a wife or husband, because we also understand that Christ also said, he that does not forsake his wife, his husband, his kids over me, or before, or whoever choose them over me, I will not choose them. I will forsake them. So if you're not worthy of following him, these are the things you're going to do. You're going to choose your family. You're going to choose your husband. You're going to choose all of those things that you have precious in this life over him. Just like the rich ruler is showing right here in this example. Verse 22. But when the young man heard these things, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession. Excuse me. Let's go back up to 21. Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. So that's all he lacked. That's all that a lot of us lack. We may be keeping the commandments, okay? But are we willing to put down that stuff in our life that's so precious to us to follow Christ? Are we willing to put those things down? Because if we're not, even if you're following the commandments, Christ could still deem you unworthy of him. So we must put down the things of this life, put down those precious things, understand that those things could be taken at any time. Okay? What's the use of a man gaining the whole world and losing his soul? What is the use? So this is a prime example of what Christ is showing when it comes to the rich ruler. This is a prime example of what he's showing when it comes to the rich ruler. Put down all of those things that's precious to you and follow me, and you should have eternal life. With that, Kwam Yashala, rise Israel, keep faith, hope, and charity, because above all, love is Christ. Shalom.